Hey everyone, welcome back to the Barbell Medicine YouTube channel where we bring modern medicine to strength and conditioning and strength and conditioning to modern medicine. I'm your host, Dr. Jordan Feigenbaum, and it has been a while since we've done one of these training vlogs. This is training vlog number 36. I don't even remember when the last one was, but we're back in action. We've got a gym. I'll show you how I built that. I'm gonna answer one of your questions about going back to the gym now that some gyms are opening again. And then, we're just gonna watch me lift weights. And hey, if you stay tuned to the end of the video, we're gonna show you how to submit your own questions to be answered right here on the YouTube channel. Also some ways to submit your videos for form checks right here on the Barbell Medicine YouTube channel. So thanks for tuning in. Let's get to it. In some states, gyms are opening up again. Is it safe to go back? So this is a very complicated topic. Let's see if we can provide some insight. As you guys all know, coronavirus has dominated the news and has also polarized most folks on this topic. Unfortunately, it's become very political, and I'm trying to stay away from that on this YouTube channel. Anytime we've posted something that's controversial in any way, just the comment section, it's all over the place. So let's try to stay out of politics, and we'll keep it in the science realm here. So a few thoughts on whether or not it's safe to go back to the gym with a little background that helps you guys realize how I formulated this answer. So shelter-in-place orders have likely mitigated the severity of the pandemic compared to what we would have experienced with unmitigated spread, although not without heavy costs of its own. This is not a long-term solution, which would likely require a vaccine and or new treatments for the disease. So the next step is going to be a gradual easing of restrictions, which has already taken place in some countries like China, Italy, and Spain, and also in states like Georgia, Tennessee, and others. Other states are likely to eventually open up some businesses, which includes gyms, thankfully, over the coming weeks as well. So what do? To start, I think I should make it clear that most, if not all, of the health benefits from exercise, including a reduction in heart disease, reducing blood pressure, reducing the risk of developing certain types of cancer, reducing the risk of developing depression, can likely be achieved using an at-home workout program to the extent that an individual can meet or exceed the current physical activity guidelines. In other words, most folks probably don't need to go to a gym in order to see health improvements from exercise, though there are some who would clearly benefit from additional equipment availability, either due to personal preference or needs in order to suit their current fitness levels. Unfortunately, most folks are either sedentary or insufficiently active, meaning that they don't meet the current physical activity guidelines that includes both aerobic and resistance training components. For perspective, the current data indicates that only about 10 to 20% of the global population meets the guideline recommended activity, and insufficient activity is responsible for about 1 in every 10 deaths, or over 5 million deaths per year. In other words, not only do we have a coronavirus pandemic, but we also have a physical inactivity pandemic that's been going on for a very long time. So ideally, we would use this time when much of the world's population has some extra time and is tuning into public health authorities to heavily promote exercise and dietary changes as part of a national health improvement campaign to not only combat COVID-19, but also reduce the global burden of disease due to physical inactivity and obesity. Despite the potential efficacy of a home-based exercise program for health outcomes, many will, understandably, prefer to go to a gym for a variety of different reasons, and they want to know, is it safe? As is the case with most decisions in life, there are risks and benefits that should be considered on an individual basis. So on the one hand, the risks of going to the gym are pretty clear. Your risk of infection from others goes up the more people that you're around. Alternatively, you yourself may be an asymptomatic or pre-symptomatic carrier of COVID-19, and you could infect others inadvertently, although this risk is difficult to assess. In any case, some steps can be taken to reduce these risks by both you and the gym. From a personal standpoint, you can reduce your risk of infecting others by wearing a mask when you exercise, preferably one that you wash regularly, and you get bonus points if you add an additional layer of pantyhose around the outside. That actually increases the surface area that protects some particles from entering or leaving. Additionally, you should stay at home if you're currently experiencing symptoms at all, which now includes cough, shortness of breath, fevers, chills, headaches, muscle pain, sore throat, or a new loss of taste or smell, among others. Same goes for if you've been in close contact with someone who has these symptoms, even if they haven't been formally diagnosed with COVID-19. We would also recommend avoiding the gym for now if you're over the age of 50, or if you have medical problems such as high blood pressure, diabetes, heart or lung disease, or any condition that results in a compromised immune system. Unfortunately, while these individuals would likely stand to benefit the most from regular physical activity, which may be increased given access to the gym, they are also at the highest risk of a medical complication secondary to COVID-19. Additionally, if you have regular contact with individuals who are over the age of 50 or who do have any of these medical problems, you're probably increasing their risk of a bad outcome from an infection with COVID-19 by being in regular contact with others. So we would recommend probably not going to the gym if that is something that you do. Gyms can also reduce the risk of spreading the infection by increasing the amount of cleaning supplies available to its members, as well as increasing the number of scheduled cleanings that happen per day. They should also provide staff with adequate protective equipment, limit the number of patrons allowed at a given time, whether that's 25% of normal occupancy or 50%. No one really knows, but limiting the number of people who can be at the gym at one time is likely a way to improve the ability to engage in social distancing while being in the gym. Also, spreading equipment further apart so that people can be separate from each other is probably a good idea. And again, requiring all individuals to wear a mask in order to enter the facility, in addition to potentially screening folks who are coming in the gym. If you need to take their temperature or ask if they're symptomatic, all of those things would increase the likelihood of picking up somebody who might be infectious and should likely not be able to get into the gym. So while there are certainly some risks and some ways to avoid those risks, it's reasonable, in my opinion, that young, healthy individuals that do not have regular contact with other high-risk groups and have access to a gym that's stepping up their health policies could probably go to the gym and minimize the amount of risk that they have. But again, there are no free lunches here. As with most things that pertain to this virus, these opinions will almost certainly change when new data becomes available. If you're looking for information on how to exercise at home, we have an article on this on our website. I've linked that in the description below. And if you're just about to get back into the gym after an extended break, I actually put out a little free template and some guidance on how to do that in our latest newsletter. I've linked that in the description below as well. Maybe we'll do a YouTube video on it if you guys choose that to be a topic that you're interested in. Okay, so look, that's my thoughts on, hey, gyms are opening up, what do? Let's talk about my training, because it's the Barbell Medicine YouTube channel. It's gotta be a little bit about me, at least just a little bit. So first off, what happened with the gym? How did I come into this sweet home gym setup? Well, first, I already had this Alico bar. I've had it now for almost a decade. It is the competition IPF powerlifting bar, and I love it. It's my favorite barbell of all time. It's probably outside the budget of most folks. It's way, way expensive. I like the Rogue Ohio Power Bar just fine, particularly the 20 kilo version, the stainless steel version. The Texas Power Bar is probably my favorite non-Alico bar of all time, but either of those would have been fine. I just already had this one, so I didn't have to buy something. I did buy weights. The reason why I bought Alico weights and not Rogue weights was because Alico had them in stock and they shipped to me within 2 days, so that was great. That being said, the price point for the Rogues make them hard to pass up if you want calibrated kilo plates, but the Alico ones do look nice. Also ended up borrowing a Texas Strength Systems combo rack since it seemed like every place was sold out a regular rack or even a combo rack, but it's getting the job done so far. So we got 330 kilos worth of weight, which is enough to train with. I picked up some horse stall mats from Tractor Supply Company, and I get people asking in the DMs all the time, like, hey, do you actually need a wooden platform to lift on, or can I just use horse stall mats? Well, you don't need a platform to lift on, but I will say it is much nicer to lift on. It reduces the reverberations from heavy deadlifts, trust me, and it's just overall feels a little bit better in my opinion. That being said, for the amount of time I think we're gonna be spending training in a storage unit, or in this case a garage, I was cool with just using the horse stall mats, so that's working just fine. I'm not worried about damaging the concrete because I'm not dropping my deadlifts, even though they are reasonably heavy. That's a weird flex, but okay. All right, so with that in mind, let's get into some of my form checks from the last 3 weeks. I tried to put everything in order for the videos that I had of the last 3 weeks. So basically all my comp squats, so week 1, week 2, week 3, comp bench, week 1, week 2, week 3, etc. Stuff like that, so you guys can see the progression. And again, this kind of mimics the template that I put together for like how to get back in the gym from an extended layoff, maybe due to COVID-19. So first up, all right, this was in the storage unit. The first week I came back, these things felt really heavy and awkward because at this point it had been almost 4 weeks since I'd squatted. So this is only 200 kilos. I basically wanted to work up to a set of 4 at RP7 or 5 at RP7. So depth looks pretty good. Now I can also see my toes. You especially see the left one here. The toes are coming up on the way up. So it looks like I'm driving my hips back out of the bottom. Also, I'm definitely off-centered under this barbell, which I think I fix on the next week, but Again, the goal was work up set of 5 at RP 7. That was it. And so yeah, got to fix that hip shift. All right, this is week 2. This is 215 kilos. So yeah, just add 15 kilos. The idea here was to work up to a set of 4 at RP 8 and then do 1 back off set. So yeah, depth looks pretty good there. Bar path looks pretty good. I'm looking at, I can see my right foot, and yeah, the toes are doing a little bit better job staying on the ground, so I'm not shifting back as much here. That's pretty good. That last rep was a little bit too far back. So instead of cueing like hip drive or anything, I like to cue leg drive, so you go straight up rather than swinging back at all. In any case, this is this 3rd week of this same like get strong again template. This is 220 kilos, 484. That looked pretty good. First rep was good. Second rep was good, except for, again, I see my toes coming up. I gotta work on keeping my knees forward out of the bottom. So I think my thought that I'm gonna think about, obviously, is gonna be keeping knees forward out of the bottom, leg drive, instead of thinking about drive with my hips. Also included some Paws squats. So these are the Paws squats, Paws, at 200 kilos. So the same thing I squatted on day 1. Yeah, that'll look just a hair below parallel. I probably want to go a little bit lower. That's fine. Yeah, notice that I'm for the most part holding the bottom position like, well, I didn't do such a good job on that last one. I was gonna try to brag about holding the bottom position like perfectly still rather than going like down and up again. That'd be ideal in a Paws squat. All right, so this is 210 kilos, 464 pounds, 63 pounds for our American friends. Yeah. Good depth. I wish I should have moved these 25 kilo plates so I can see my feet. Not a great angle. And you can see here I'm getting one of that little bounce out of the bottom for the Paw squat, so I need to stop doing that. So it's kind of getting rid of the training effect that I'm looking for. All right, so now we're on the bench. This is 140 kilos. This is all I worked up to on week 1. You can see the inside of the storage unit. This is excellent. 140 kilos, set of 5. The idea was, again, work to a set at this RP 7. This is at a 18 or 16 millimeter focal length, which is why everything looks oddly distorted. But yeah, and also this is a trash angle for coaching, so sorry. This is all we had in the storage unit. So that's week 1, 140 kilos for a 5. This is week 2, went up to 152.5 kilos. Not a good pause on that first one. That was a decent pause. Yeah, not a great pause on that third one either. That was okay. Yeah, bar path looks good. I just am rusty on staying tight on that pause. All right, so I must be missing the 3rd week for my comp bench, but yeah, so this is first week of close grip bench, 150 kilos. So again, I think I was doing up to a set of 4 at 7 or something like that, or 4 at 8. It's getting back into things. I should probably try to keep my elbows a little bit closer, a little more tuck on a close grip bench. That's what you're gonna keep your elbows in a little tighter, touch a little lower. All right, so this is the next week, 155. This looks pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, notice the elbows are tucked a little bit more at the bottom. I like that a lot better. And then this is week 3 for close grip bench. So this is 157.5. Gonna do this for a set of 4. Notice there's no clamps on the bar. So if I were to get stuck, I just shimmy the weights off. All right, pretty good, 157.5. All right, week 1 of deadlifts. Look, so I'm not sure what's below the storage unit, so I was like pretty afraid of like going ham on pulls, but this is only 240, so 528. So I was kind of doing this little tempo descent. Yeah, so obviously none of these look very hard. This angle is not great from a coaching perspective, but if you get a video of your client or you from this angle, you can look at the logo on the plates and you can see, hey, am I rolling the bar forward? That's one thing. You could also see where you're looking and then also make sure that your grip is even. Those are like the things, and in addition to what your knees are doing off the floor, those are things you can see from this angle. All right, week 2, this is 585, 265 kilos. And you can see right at the last instance, I put my shins to the bar and I just kicked the bar forward just a little bit on that first rep. Second rep, the bar was off my legs. Third rep, that was pretty good. I wish I would stop at the top, just pause for a second. Fourth rep was way out in front of me and the left side off my legs. It's like I forgot how to lift a little bit, just getting back into the groove. This is week 3 of my deadlifts. So this is what, 280 kilos, 618. See if I see the Alico logo. Yeah, just kicked it forward just a little bit there. Got it off my legs. Yeah, rep 2 was better, although the left side, the underhand side was still off my legs a little bit. Yeah, rep 3 was better. And rep 4, yeah, same thing. So I need to consciously think about getting my hips higher, staying closer to the bar, and keeping the bar on my legs. All right, so this is week 1 of Paws deadlifts, 2-count Paws deadlifts. So this is 250 kilos. Not a great coaching angle. You can see where I'm pausing. People are like, why don't you pause 1 inch off the floor? It's like, well, that's not where I lose a lot of my velocity, where I lose a lot of my position that causes me to miss deadlifts. So for me, pausing just under the knees is where I pause. So there's nothing to see there on the 550. It was too easy, too light, but just gradually working into things. This is 285. Yeah, that one was forward. Less forward on the second one. You just see how low my hips are, and then go up just a little bit before the bar leaves the floor. Yeah, so all of those reps, the bar will go forward. Just not quite dialed in yet. And last week of my 2-count Paws deadlifts, this is 277.5. Oh yeah, that was great. Notice my legs didn't move at all, my hips didn't move up before. Yeah, same thing on the second rep. Nice tugs. Must be the pink socks. The third one was forward. Go figure. I start bragging about myself and then that happens. All right, so look, hey, those are my lifts from the last 3 weeks for the most part. I'm gonna change my programming just a little bit for the next 3 weeks as I kind of work back to my previous level of strength. But hey, thank you so much for watching the Barbell Medicine YouTube channel, where we bring modern medicine to strength and conditioning and strength and conditioning to modern medicine. Again, I'm your host, Dr. Jordan Feigenbaum. Look, do you want your questions answered on our YouTube channel? Answer yes. Post them in the comments below. The one with the most likes will answer on the next one, provided it's, PG-13 or family appropriate. Can't just be answering all this weird stuff. And if you want your form reviewed on our YouTube channel, send me a video at media@barbellmedicine.com. Make sure it's 1080p or higher resolution, and make sure you're using your phone this way, landscape. Okay, not portrait, don't do that, landscape. And I want your whole body in the set, and don't send me a single. Don't send me a single unless it's like $1, but send me a multiple rep set and we'll review it here if it's good. Make sure you include the weight that you used, your name, etc. And yeah, we'll get you on our YouTube channel. And as always, make sure you subscribe to the Barbell Medicine YouTube channel to stay up to date on all the latest content. Hit like if you dug the video, share it with your friends. See you guys next time. Later.